G'day guys, Morezy here. Welcome back to Morezy Plays Minecraft, episode number 60. And you might begin to notice something here as we, well, not my face, as we walk around here. There's quite a bit of extra space. Well, I've been cleaning up here, getting rid of all these chests very slowly but surely. And I'm going to show you what we've been doing. Let's see if we can walk backwards here. So I've been using the old multiple minecart method, and I've just filled it up actually. So if we turn around and take a look, so we've got all these minecart chests in here hooked up to a hopper with a chest on top. It's currently full, but basically the idea is you just chuck in whatever you want and it sorts through. There's about 100 and something minecarts here with chests in them. And each of those chests has a bunch of just random stuff in it. The hopper below has diamonds in here, and if I want a particular item, you've probably seen all this before, but I just replace the diamond, it starts filling up, and then when I've had enough I can put that in. And over here we've got a chest with one of each item that's in there so far. So there's the stick, and yeah, that's just a way to store it all more compactly and get rid of all these extra chests lying around. I've still got heaps of work to do. Most of these are like bulk cobble and that sort of thing, so they're a bit tricky because I think cobble's probably about 50% of all my minecarts there at the moment. So we'll be coming to work on this a little bit later, but first I want to show you some progress we've made down here. Let's go down and take a look. Oh yeah, you can see it. Look at all these chests. We're getting there, guys. Look at that. Beautiful. This one here is sort of getting towards more of a finished look. This one is including the sea lanterns and iron blocks and white glass. I've decided to go for white glass on all of these. I think it just makes it a bit more bright. I was going to go purple to match the drop shaft up there, but I think white is going to be a better option for me. But yeah, really cool, and you can see I've also been doing some work down here, slowly clearing out all the bedrock. So bedrock actually starts at this level here, and I've just been going around with the old bed trick, which still works because I'm still in Minecraft 1.8.1, but all you basically do, if you haven't seen this before, if you're in this version, you can put, make sure there's a block underneath the one you want to remove, put a block of dirt or grass, some long grass like this, and then place your bed, and it removes the block. And I've been doing that all the way around here to try and reduce the level here, because when I built this thing I didn't intend on having anything underneath the ground here, but since then I've decided I do want some. Now the tricky part is this guy, for example. He's completely surrounded by bedrock, so I can't actually get rid of him. But in the last episode, Ilmango commented and said that Redstone Spire had discovered a way to get rid of bedrock using the dragon egg. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to show you, and it's really amazing, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I just realized our dragon egg is still in the end where I originally killed the dragon. So we need to go down to our little end launcher here and make our way to the end so we can get the egg. Alright, here we are. So let's go up here. Now it's very important, if you haven't harvested a dragon egg before, to not try and pick it with your pickaxe, because it just teleports all over the place. It's very easy to lose it because it can find a little hole in the ground and be gone forever. Okay, this is how you remove the dragon egg if you don't already know. I'm assuming a lot of you guys will know that already. So we just use a piston and we just push it off. And there we go. Dragon egg. Woohoo! Finally got the dragon egg, and I'll just demonstrate maybe what happens if you try and pick it. Hopefully it doesn't find a hole in the ground and disappear. So if you put it down on the ground and try and pick it, it just teleports away. And if you're really unlucky, you won't be able to find it because it might find a little cave or something like that. You'll find it eventually, but you have to be very careful because it's a very unique item. Alright, now There is a way you can duplicate these dragon eggs, but I'm not a big fan of duplication. The method I'm going to show you how to break the bedrock here is works really well with duplicated dragon eggs, but I won't be doing that. If you want to do that, you can go check out El Mango's server world. He's done quite a lot with that already. But now we have the dragon egg, I'm going to, well, just place a random piston apparently. Alright, I'm going to show you how this thing works. Okay guys, it's time for a little bit of brain explosion, and I'm going to try and briefly explain how this system is going to work before we use it. And to do that, I've done this little diagram of some chunks. So each of these blocks is a chunk, and this cobblestone here is actually a entity processing chunk. Now that is one that's either in the spawn chunks or the player is in that chunk at the time, and surrounding chunks will probably be loaded too, but for the demonstration we're just going to use this little diagram. So outside of loaded chunks you get a 2-wide row of chunks called lazy chunks. And as the name suggests, they don't do everything that they should. So an entity processing chunk will run a despawn timer on items that you throw, will allow mobs and other animals and things to walk around, and a bunch of other things, but the lazy chunks won't. So they don't process this block here, it just sort of sits there in limbo, and they won't process any mobs walking around. In fact, if there are any mobs there, like a named mob or something, they'll just freeze, they won't move. So one other thing that it does is it will use redstone, which is okay, and we can use redstone in those chunks and do a few little things. So one thing I want to show you is what a falling sand entity is, and if we demonstrate here, I'll just build up a little tower. We'll put a piece of sand on top and we'll knock out these blocks. So at the moment the game sees this block as a block, so it's fine, it's a solid block that's sitting on this cobblestone. But when we break the cobblestone, for a little bit of time here, it falls. Now a block can't really fall in this game, it has to have a position, so instead that sand turns into an entity, and because it's an entity, when it's in a lazy chunk, that whole falling situation doesn't actually occur, but it does land. So it drops, it doesn't quite fall, but it does land. It's hard to understand, but that's how it works. And because of that, some of the internal settings on this block get reset. So let's see what that means when you tie it up with a bit of redstone. Okay, so you might be able to tell that I've got my render distance set to a different look here, and we've got it set to 2 chunks. The reason why we've done this is so we can mimic some lazy chunks. So on the other side of that blackness, those next 2 chunks over are lazy chunks, and that's what we want to make this thing work. So I've got some red sand here, and I'm going to show you what happens when it falls in a lazy chunk. So we're going to go all the way to the very end here. Alright, well, let's hit the button. That turns off our redstone line here and goes all the way through. Now that falling sand didn't actually fall, but it did land, and when it landed it didn't know what it started off like, so for that reason it just reset to the default, which is sand. So that red sand became regular sand, and if you didn't believe me, let's put another one here. And again it's been turned into regular sand. So that's one way you can actually get normal sand from red sand. I don't know why you'd want to, but in case you want to, that's how you would do it. But one other interesting thing that it will do is it will also do anvils. So you can see here I've got a very damaged anvil, and if we take that over there, the anvil has fallen, reset its position, and repaired itself to its original state. So now it's not a damaged anvil at all. So that's a way you can refresh your anvils too, but that's a little bit cheaty in my book, so I'm not going to do that. But what I will do now is show you the dragon egg. So the dragon egg works exactly the same as sand and anvils. It does fall, so it's affected by gravity, And an interesting thing with the dragon egg is that when it falls onto a block in a lazy chunk, it actually miscalculates its y coordinate and goes one block below and replaces the block that it was sitting on. So this dragon egg is going to fall and land on this block, but because it doesn't know where it was before that, it's just going to land on the next block below. So let's go and demonstrate. So we've got that block of bedrock there with the dragon egg on top, and hopefully I don't lose my dragon egg because it's the only one I've got. But we'll head over here all the way to the end, push our button, lovely. Let's go see what happened. Cross your fingers I didn't lose my dragon egg. Oh, there it is. And as you can see, it's actually deleted the block that it was landed on and replaced it. And it's important to make sure you remember, just actually I could do it this way. Just push off your dragon egg. There we go. And that block has now been removed. It's a little bit slow, but if you're okay with duplicating items, you could duplicate this dragon egg and do it all in one go. But I'm not okay with that, so I'm going to keep going with just this small way to do it and get rid of all these blocks that are in the way. So there you have it, some redstone science. If you wanted to go check out Spire's original video, you can. I'll put that in the links in the description. And I'm going to go ahead and continue removing some of this bedrock. Alright, well I've finished doing some bedrock down there. I've had a little break for a little while. We're going to do something else here. I will just mention though, if you guys want to do that yourself, there's a few limitations. Now, you can't do it within the spawn chunks because they always remain loaded. And what was the other limitation? Oh yeah, make sure that there's a block underneath. So let me just show you. I've got my dragon egg there for safekeeping. Let me just show you. If you try and knock out, say, there's a zombie here somewhere. An interrupting zombie. Okay, so if you try and knock out that bit of bedrock there, if we go down, it's level 2. There might be one below it. Maybe there's one below it, actually. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is if you remove a block with nothing below it, it will actually destroy your dragon egg. So make sure that there is something below it that the dragon egg could potentially land onto. Otherwise, your dragon egg will just destroy itself. And I don't think you can get it back once that happens. So just be careful of that. Okay, but here we are again, back at our bulk storage system for now. This is the system that I'm going to be using underneath where I was getting rid of all that bedrock. So when my storage towers fill up, the excess is going to go into our bulk storage system. That is the idea. But what we've found now is that my hopper is full, therefore there's no more spaces in here to be placed in. Now, to a degree, this is sort of inefficient, so there's a prismarine shard here. I know for a fact there's a few more chests with prismarine shards in them as well. So, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of uses more chests than it's worth. There's one chest there. I know there's a whole lot more in there. But still, it takes up very little space, and that's something that I want to do until I work out what I'm doing with this floor area. And I definitely want to get rid of all these extra chests just to tidy it up a little bit. So one thing I wanted to do as well was actually replace this hopper at the bottom with a hopper minecart, because they're much faster at pulling items out. So to do that, we've actually got to get rid of this hopper without disrupting all these minecarts. So there's about 130 or so minecarts in there, and I really don't want to have them go everywhere and then have to try and clean them up and put them all back into position again. So we're going to try to move them, replace this hopper, and then move them back again. So let's see how we go with that. Oh dear, not good. There we go, guys, all done. This is now chock-a-block full of empty chest minecarts, and we're starting to sort out our items again and get rid of them all. And we've got the working hopper minecart down the bottom here, and it's a lot faster. Still a little bit slow sometimes, but it is a lot faster. So that's way better. So pretty happy with that. I've seen a few people actually get grey stained glass and put it here and then rename it, and it looks like it's empty, and that's a really cool way to do it, so we might actually end up doing that at some point. I just put diamonds in here because I doubt I'll ever put diamonds into this machine for now. And over here I didn't mention, but I've got a chest for all the single stackable items, so you can't actually stack any of these items together except for the diamonds, of course. But yeah, that system is going to help us clean up all these chests and get rid of a whole bunch of clutter from around here. And once that's finished, we'll be all good. I left this little bit of rail section here in case I ever want to put more minecarts in. All I have to do is break those two hoppers and then continue to put the minecarts in like I was doing before, and we can keep this chock-a-block full. Alright, now for something completely different. Okay guys, so here we are down at the skeleton farm, and I don't really use this that often. I probably should use it more, but now that I've got my gold farm and I've got a whole bunch of other ways to get XP and drops, I don't really come down here much. But what I wanted to do was turn this into sort of like an AFK XP farm that also gathers bones. The bones are going to be pretty important when I finally get all my mega farms up and running, because I'm going to try and use a lot of bone meal where I can. And yeah, for that reason I want to try and get this turned into an AFK farm. The idea with this is that I'd have to get some wolves, which I don't have at the moment, and I'd have to set it up so that the wolves can go in and attack the skeletons for me and hopefully get me the XP that I need. So at the moment the way that this works is the skeletons will drop down into this little chamber here, and to get them down to a one-hit kill I actually have this lava dispenser to burn them till I can get them to a one-hit kill. Now of course with the wolf in there I can't use the lava dispenser, so I've got to set up some kind of switch system that will allow me to get these guys up even higher and drop them down really far so that then the wolf can one-hit kill them. Okay, so I've headed out into the wilderness. Haven't been exploring for quite some time, but we need to go out and find some wolves. And I understand they spawn in forests and also some taiga biomes, which I think are very hard to find around my world at the moment. I'm pretty sure this is a forest. Yes, it is. It's only a small one though, so I'm just going to keep my eyes peeled and see if we can find ourselves a wolf in here. And hopefully we can get two, and then we just have to breed them. There we go, guys. Finally got a wolf. Oh man, it's been a long walk. Woohoo! Let's see, I'm at 4,400 minus 2,500. Oh, there's a village over there. And I've been walking for literally days. Finally I found one. There's only one though. I was hoping there'd be more, so I might just keep looking around this little area. We might go check out that village too, see what's over there, and just see if I can find at least one more wolf. Oh, we've got more. Awesome. I was almost about to give up, but we've got some more dogs. That is really good. Excellent. So if we take 3 of these guys. Oh, there's another one over here. Oh, well, these are where all the dogs have been. Man, took me so long to find these guys. Alright, we'll take 4 back. And that way we can breed some if we need to. Yep. He goes straight up in there and bites the guy. And just sort of stands around. Okay. How far away do I have to be before he comes to me? Pretty far away. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Let's make him sit here again. I think I want to go through and edit some of this wiring that's in behind as well. So this uses a piston, and I think there's a way we can do it with repeaters to make it silent, which might be a little bit better. This is the on-off switch for the lights. And currently the skeletons fall down and they just go through here and up a tube and then drop down into there. But I think I want to make another switch that will allow us to send them up higher and then drop down and make them a one-hit kill that way. So that way when the dog is here, it will just automatically attack the guys that are here and hopefully make them generate some XP and some drops. Okay, so I've just torn apart some of the controls here. Let's take a look. This is the monostable double pulse system to make the lava dispense. So we're going to be replacing this with a silent version because at the moment it uses 2 pistons. No, 1 piston I think. Yeah, so we'll be replacing that with a silent redstone version. And on the other side is the light switch, and that uses a very old T flip-flop setup that uses 2 pistons pushing over the top of a redstone torch to power the T flip-flop. That turns the lights on and off. I don't know if I've even shown you guys up in here. Turns the lights on and off via this redstone line, goes all the way over to here and powers the lights here. And it also powers the lights on the top in an opposite, so it's a, what do you call that, inverted signal. So we're going to be replacing that system too, I think, if I can find my way out of here. We're going to make another button on top and one below. So where are we? A little bit turned around. So we want to go up here somewhere. Let's get rid of this block. We've got our water column up the side here. And so what we're going to do is put a second button right there on that block. And just for show, we're going to put another, probably another piece to make it symmetrical over there. So that button stays where it is. This one here will have another button which will turn the lights on and off. Oops, there we go. And let's just put that on there now before I forget. And that will be how it looks. I might even put another button over here just for symmetry. Might not do anything though. Alright, I'm going to rebuild these guys and we'll come back and take a look. And there we are guys, a whole new skeleton spawner system for us. It's going to allow us to have it as an AFK XP farm. We're also going to be able to get just XP from it normally, and also lots of drops. So I've replaced a few of the circuits behind the walls here. The first one was this one, which used to have a monostable circuit with a piston. Now it's a redstone based monostable. So there's no piston noise now, which is nice. The only noises you have are the dispenser, which dispenses the lava, and the button when you press it. Over this side we've got a T flip-flop made out of droppers, and that means there's no more pistons in there either. And this one turns the lights on and off, so at the moment the lights are on, and if we flick this, the lights turn off. And then the one below it here is a little flip switch, which is also T flip-flop, which actually switches the track here. And allows the skeletons to go up this side, and this is really cool because I had to go up here quite a few times. I decided to put a door in, and this little piston here is what changes the direction of the skeleton. So if we press this again, this will swap, and now that's shut off and the door is open, and we can actually go up here if we wanted to. And so that's just for maintenance purposes, I guess. But what's really cool is that we can split them up. So in this mode, without the light turned on, the skeletons will just go up a shallow tube and drop down. They'll be almost full health when they get down here, and then that's when we can use the lava if we want to kill them that way, and we can get the XP that way. Or the other option is to switch the switch, and the skeletons will take the high road, which goes all the way up and drops them down to a one-hit kill. We'll wait for a couple of skeletons to do that, hopefully. Okay, so with some skeletons that have fallen down here, we get our little dog here, set him loose, and he'll run up and start attacking these guys. and we'll very slowly get XP from them. And that is something that we can leave running. Hopefully the dog won't get shot. I haven't done enough testing yet, but if he's going one at a time, he should be okay. So if he stays there for each time these skeletons drop down, hopefully he'll be able to keep up. If we find he can't keep up, we'll just bring some more dogs down here and have a couple going at once. And that should work out pretty well, I think. Okay, so a very quick look at some of the redstone here. So we've got a torch that comes off the button for the lava. That just goes into 2 repeaters here. These ones here are just for spacing, but it goes into 2 repeaters, which locks that one, and then it goes into 2 more repeaters at different timing, and that's what gives us our double pulse. These guys are the dropper-based T flip-flops, and we've got 2 stacked on top of each other. This bottom one, there's 4 droppers in a round circle there that go around like this, and each time we push the button, that redstone on top will pulse and 1 item will travel around. And over on the back here we've just got some comparators to detect when that item is in there, and then they go away and do their thing. And also we've got a little line that comes up to the lamps there, so that we can know when it's on or off. And the same for the top row as well. So again, we've just got little droppers that fire into each other. We've elevated it slightly with some torches to keep them off each other, and then that signal goes up to the light system that is inside here and turns our lights on and off in this little room here. So that's how all that works. Okay guys, that's about all we have time for this episode, and to finish off I thought we'd chuck in another diamond as we've reached another level in our counter. So previously we were at 32 levels, which is 3,200 subscribers, and we've just passed 3,300, so it's time to throw in another diamond. So let's see if we can catch this while I do it. Okay. Boom. Extra level. Awesome. So there we go. 3,300 subscribers and still plenty more to go. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I certainly did. It was good fun doing a few project revamps, and especially finding those wolves is going to be handy in the future. But that's all we've got time for, so thanks for watching and we'll see you again next time.